What's poppin', everybody? Sabro24, bringing you guys Pokemon sets from past formats. And I meant to do this much earlier, but there were other videos coming up, as you guys know. But we're doing this today, our fourth set from the EX Golden Age series. And we've got EX Team Magma versus Team Aqua for our fourth EX series set. And this set is really special, really unique, and really interesting for what it provides. It's very unique. It's a short little set, only 95 cards, but it's the first kind of actual. I mean, I guess we did have Team Rocket, but that has such a complete and utter focus on owners' Pokemon, Team Magma and Team Aqua, two teams here. The first set that introduced dual type Pokemon as well. You guys can see we've got some Pokemon here with two types. You know, all these Pokemon being dual type with Dark. You got Grass Dark, Water Dark, everything, and a bunch of other key interesting stuff. Now, this set is also kind of significant because uh, it was the first World Championship, the first official season of the Pokemon Company Internationals when they got the Pokemon TCG from Wizards of Coast. And the championship deck that won the Masters is actually a Team Magma deck focusing on Team Magma's Groudon. It was the Blaziken deck that was kind of like the one expected to win, and Gardevoir and shit, they were the top decks and stuff. Won the US Nationals, and they were winning everything. But then come the World Championship, the Japanese people showed us who's boss, showed us which was the best deck. It's not the kind of deck that was uh, God tier, like tier 0, the sort of legendary iconic status kind of deck, like let's say Lux Chomp or Guardy Gallade, Meta Knight, these sort of iconic best deck of all time kind of deck. But it was for the format during that period, fast sort of deck focusing on a basic Pokemon, and it was pretty good. That's why it won, fast, aggressive. And then the junior division, I think it was won by an American kid. But it's also interesting because the junior division won using a Swampert deck. It was called Rocky Beach, and the main attacker was the Swampert EX here. Uh, Now let's look at this actually. Look at this, the first card. I've talked about this in my top 10 Swampert video too. But yes, it's Swampert EX, and you use the Swampert from the original Ruby and Sapphire set, accelerate energies, then use this guy. You put a bunch of energies and Hyper Pump could do a lot of damage. It needs a lot of energy to work, and you can't add more than 80 damage. So uh, basically you can do like 100 damage maximum sort of thing for, I believe, 5 energies. But at least it's an attack that can get stronger. You can start attacking immediately. You can get stronger as it goes, so that's cool. Other than that, its stats are kind of standard. An EX Pokemon 150 HP fighting. Crushing Wave is kind of a mediocre attack. If it did at least 50 for 3, and you have the coin flip effect too, then yeah, but it's a 40 damage snipe for 3 energy, and you flip a coin. If heads, you can discard an energy to that Pokemon. It should have been 50 if you ask me. Then it would have been a solid attack. But at 40, it's kind of meh. But yeah, nothing much else to say. Let's look at the other EXs since I'm in this area. Uh, Team Magma versus Team Aqua was also pretty special because of this. It introduced the Hoenn starters, the first EX versions of the Hoenn starters. I got Blaziken EX, Sceptile EX, and Swampert EX, as I talked about it. So Blaziken EX, very famous card. This was actually a meta card too. When you think about it, man, so many competitive cards from this set already. But yeah, Blaziken EX, it's the bread and butter. What made Blaziken decks back then really broken. You had a great thing to accelerate them to Blaziken EX. Perfect synergy since you could evolve Torchic and Combusken evolve into the Blaziken with a Far Starter and evolve into your attacker to Blaziken EX. I mean, even before this, they had viable Pokemon to use like Camerupt maybe and Rayquaza and shit. But this guy was just like the best dude. 150 HP, Pokemon EX very good. The retreat is okay. It's got a double weakness, which is kind of shit, but it's understandable. Water and Psychic. Both of them can be trouble. But it has powerful attacks. Blaze Kick. For 2 energies, you do 30. You flip a coin. If heads, it's going to do 20 more damage, so 50 for 2. And if you get tails, the defending Pokemon is now burned. So it's one of those attacks that I kind of like, where you can flip a coin and you get a benefit no matter what you flip. That's pretty cool. So he's definitely kind of like, reminds me of the Blaziken from, I think it was called Dark Explorers, yeah. But, I mean, it's kind of similar to the Blaziken cards that came after this, kind of taking notes from this card. Volcanic Ash, for example. This was seen on the Furious Fists as well, doing more damage. So, the original Volcanic Ash snipe attack, though, for 4 fire energies, you discard 2 fire energies attached to Blaziken EX, and you do 100 damage to any Pokemon. This is a snipe, and it was really powerful for that time, doing 100 for 4. Granted, you discard 2, but that's where the Fire Starter Blaziken comes in. It was quite powerful. It could kill Pidgeot in one hit, which is a major support Pokemon, probably the best one from back then. And all sorts of things are going to die for this. It's a snipe. You guys can understand the utility. Very powerful, aggressive Pokemon, Blaziken EX. It's the best EX from here, for sure, I have to say. Cool as fuck, though. Trying to buy this card and I can't fucking find it, man. I can't fucking find it. If I'm finding it, it's a crazy fucking prices. Anyway. Okay, next up we got... let's talk about Sceptile X. Cover the starters first. So this guy, he's not bad, but he's probably saw the least success from the starter EXs here. It's got 2 weaknesses like Blaziken too, but at least he has a resistance to water. Same retreat with 2 and the 150 HP. So standard stats, I suppose. You got green heal. Remove 4 damage counters from each of your Pokemon that has grass energy attached. If that Pokemon has less, you heal all of them, okay? So kind of a little bit of mass healing, I guess you could say. Could heal himself too. But I guess not the greatest attack. Maybe if it did damage and healed, that would have been cool. Since it's a quick attack too, only 1. But just healing, it's okay, I guess. You got Poison Ring. For 3 energies, you do 40. The defending Pokemon is now poisoned, and it can retreat. So that's an alright attack. Maybe it would have been better if it did 3 for 50, but I guess it has the instant poison too. That's going to add up, and you can retreat too. You know, 2 effects while doing 40. It's alright. It's okay, I suppose. You can do maybe some shit with it. I'm not sure. And Slashing Strike. That's your 100 for 5 attack. And Sceptile X can't use Slash and Strike during your next turn. So if you want to do just straight good damage for 5 energy, 100, it really wasn't, you weren't going to get like any more raw damage like that for no drawback. So 5 energy for 100, it's kind of like the standard, I guess, if you weren't going to do fancy combos and just use a straight attacker. Now granted, you can't use it next turn. Other Pokemon don't have that limitation, I believe. But, I mean, I think they came later on, like Flygon EX and shit. Nevertheless. Nice little Pokemon, though. Not as successful as Blaziken and Swampert, but pretty cool, too. Okay, next we got Cradily EX. My favorite fossil. And it's kind of interesting. Let's see. 150 HP. Again, standard. To retreat, and double weakness. Kind of fucking annoying. It's fucking annoying because Cradily isn't weak to fire, and it certainly isn't weak to water. Even with water absorb in the games, I can just drink that shit up, as would Dookie shit say. So, man, kind of a shame. Should have been like weak to metal or something. Anyway, but yeah, double weakness sucks. But it's got a powerful body. Primal vibes. As long as Cradily is your active Pokemon, your opponent can't play any Pokemon from his or her hand to evolve. So is that right? Am I reading it right? Yeah, trying to make sure the Cerebi effect with the actual effect on the card is the same. But yeah, it's only for the active Pokemon though. Am I right? Yeah, they can still evolve the bench Pokemon. So that's not as powerful as it seems. and it's not really that broken since they can still evolve on the bench, but it's something. It's disruption, preventing your opponent's uh, active Pokemon to evolve. And they can't use rare candy and shit either, I'm pretty sure. At least that's what I think, I'm not sure. With all the wide variety of effects back then, uh, you can get all sorts of funky rulings, actually, in that era. So it's interesting. But I guess it's something. It has Eerie Light, there's 30 for 2, and then Confusion. And then Acidic Poison, it's 4 energy attack, it does 60, but it poisons and burns the Pokemon. So I guess that's not bad. It's actually not bad. It's not super great because you have to consider this is a fossil Pokemon. So I always kind of expect more from fossil Pokemon. They always kind of make them just kind of standard at best. But because then they come from fossils, then they end up being shit. Because you don't want to evolve from the fossils and just be like regular other Pokemon. But he's okay. He's okay. I don't think he did shit. But Acidic Poison can be pretty nice. Eerie Light, maybe not so great with the confusion mechanics. And Primal Vibes, I wish it was kind of better, but it's still good. It's still Disruption. So you got Cradle EX here. Next up, we got the Legendary Dogs. Actually, this is also special because of this. Legendary Dogs EXs from here. So yeah, Team Magma versus Team Aqua is definitely a special set. Man, we have a lot more to cover too. So NTX, 100 HP, basic EX Pokemon. You weren't going to get really much better than that. It's got Searing Flame. You flip a coin. If hits, if any Pokemon is not burned, that's not that amazing. It should have been something like Instant, or I don't know, but yeah. And Bright Flame does 90, and you discard 2 fire energy attached to NTEX. So that's not bad, honestly. Of course, this is another Pokemon that you can use with the Farseer or Blaziken. So many candidates, man. It's a basic Pokemon, so if you want to not go the fucking Rayquaza route, I guess, you can go this route. Take advantage of the fire shit. Hit fire weak Pokemon. But I mean, if I think about it, let's see. If Rayquaza discarded 2, he was going to do 80. So this guy does 90, okay. But yeah, Rayquaza has the option to go over that. So yeah, ups and downs. Nice little Pokemon, of course, NTEX. We got Raikou EX. Super cool. Man, I want to own this card too, but it's super bloody expensive. I came close to being able to get one, but I ended up not buying it, and I think it's going to be even more expensive now. But nevertheless, 100 HP EX Pokemon. It got Dazzle Blast. It does 10, and if hits, you confuse. It's probably even worse than Burn, maybe. Yeah, should have done Paralysis, man, since it's on the Lightning Pokemon. And then Lightning Tackle, you do 70 for 3, you flip a coin. If Tails Raikou does 20 damage to itself. That's not really that good, but I guess there's always the chance that you're just going to flip heads and not get the drawback. I guess 3 for 70 on a basic X Pokemon. It's alright, it gets a pass. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it gets a pass. Mewtwo EX from the same set did 60, but it didn't have any drawbacks. This does a little bit more, but you can hit yourself too. I don't know, man. It's not really that super great. And then we've got Suicune EX. This might be the best one, if I remember right, but we'll have to read it. 100 HP, the same. Retreat is the same. You got Energy Flip. Choose one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. It does 10 damage to that Pokemon. And you may move an energy attached to that Pokemon to another one of your opponent's Pokemon. Am I reading this shit right? Yeah, that's about right. So that's kind of good. It's actually the best attack out of the other guys. Well, you flip a coin to shit. Because you can actually... Oh no, you have to choose the bench Pokemon. So it has to always be on the bench. So, okay. If they don't have any bench, you can't do it. But, they should always have a bench in that era. And it's really good. You're not going to apply weaknesses and resistance no matter what, okay? And you can always move an energy if they have that over there. Move it to something useless, like a support Pokemon. And that's pretty good. You disrupt and do damage, always. And then reserve Stream. You may return all basic energy cards from attached to Secret to your hand. If you do, it's going to do 10 more damage for each basic energy card you returned. Wow, that's pretty cool. So you can remove all of them for each basic. Okay, so I guess if you have 3 on and you move all of them, you're going to do 80. But you can have more and do more. Like let's say if you have 4 on, you can move all of them and you're going to do 90 and shit. But what I'm trying to say is that you can't, let's say, move only a couple. You have to move all of them. You can't just move any number you want and then do the extra damage. But it's still pretty good. I mean, by the time Blastoise EX came out, were probably better Pokemon that you could partner him with. But this is something I guess that you can use with them together, maybe. Nice little Pokemon too. The legendary dogs, to my knowledge, didn't necessarily do anything. They're great collectible cards, of course, expensive cards, but they didn't really do shit. And for our sort of secret rare cards that you get from the box, kind of like, I've mentioned this before, you would open up the box and they'd be there. They wouldn't be even in a booster. You wouldn't pull them from the boosters. And we got Absol and Jirachi. I own both cards, I believe, or at least Absol. Absol I own, Jirachi I don't remember that I own. But this has got to be one of the coolest. This might be like the coolest Absol card, like ever, hands down. Holographic art, the art in general, perfect. It does quick attack. Flip a coin. If heads, it's going to do 10 extra damage. So, okay, it's a shit attack. It's attack, though. And feint attack. Choose one of your opponent's Pokemon. Does 30 damage. And it's not going to be affected by anything, weakness, resistance, all that shit, any other effects. So that's not good. It can't hit for weakness. It's a snipe, I guess, for 3. Not a great attacker, but looks cool for sure. And then Jirachi. Sleep with doing 10 for 1. That's much better. And then Swift. You do 20 for 2. Not affected by all of the effects and weaknesses and all that shit. Alright. I think this is better. Granted, it has much less HP. Alright. So now let's cover the main shit of the set. It's actually what I should have covered first, maybe. But I guess we get out of the EXs out of the way. The Team Magma and Team Aqua Pokemon. Everything in here, or at least 99%, is Team Magma, Team Aqua. We've got a few random Pokemon here like Bulbasaur, Cubone, Jigglypuff, Meowth. You got Pikachu. They've got the concept art from the original sort of Fire and Leaf Green. The concept art for the Kanto shit. You got Psyduck too. Slowpoke, yeah, Squirtle. Not Charmander though. Oh yeah, I know, it's because they're from other sets, Charmander. But everything else is Team Aqua, Team Aqua. And what made these guys good before we look at the Pokemon is of course their exclusive trainer shit that they had. So they have some of the same stuff, like for example, the Team Aqua and Team Magma Schemer. These cards basically do the same shit, and it's actually the same for the remake cards from Double Crisis. It's sad that it didn't improve them, but I guess it makes sense. You discard any Pokemon from your hand, and you draw 3 cards. If you discard a Pokemon with Team Aqua, you draw 4 cards instead. And for Team Magma, the Team Aqua Schemer, you do this for Team Magma Pokemon. If you discard a Team Magma Pokemon, you draw 4 instead of 3. Now, I guess you have to discard a Pokemon with this. Right. The newer ones, you can discard any card. So I guess they have that sort of new shit on them. And then we got Archie and Maxie. These guys, I think they do something different. Maybe. So for Archie, you search your deck for a Pokemon with Team Magma in its name, and you put them onto your bench. Shuffle your deck afterwards, yeah? And treat the new bench Pokemon as a basic Pokemon. If it is a Stage 2 Pokemon, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. So you can actually, what this means, you can instantly get any Team Magma or Team Aqua Pokemon. Or Team Aqua. Maxie might be doing something different. But you can get a Team Aqua Pokemon that's a Stage 2. And I guess if it's a Stage 1, you don't put damage on it. But if it's Stage 2, you're going to put 2 damage on it. And I guess if you get a basic Pokemon, you just play the basic Pokemon there. But you don't want to get a basic Pokemon if you're going to use this, since there are other ways. And Maxie, let's see if your effect is better. Search your hand or discard powerful Pokemon with Team Magma in its name and put him onto your bench. Treat a new bench Pokemon. Yeah. So this guy gets it from the discard pile. Now this actually, it's better late game, but Archie, you can do this. Bring out your guy from the deck without putting him in a discard pile. Discard the shit. But I guess, I mean, it has synergy with the Team Magma cards, Schemer, and other cards that discard. So, interesting. They both have their ups and downs. I mean, for me, of course, Maxi's cooler because I'm a Team Magma dude. I love Team Aqua too, of course, but I like Team Magma more. But definitely cool. Cool shit. Does the same shit just for the discard pile. Excellent. And actually I have a story. I'm probably going to tell this now, but the Team Magma cards and Team Aqua cards from this set, it's actually how I got into the Pokemon TCG from my friend. Ironically, that guy doesn't give a shit about Pokemon. He just plays Yu-Gi-Oh! But yeah, different story for a different day. I was going to make that video, but because I don't remember all the details, I was like, yeah, maybe I should hold on to it. Maybe ask my friend to some shit. But anyway, we got the Team Aqua, Team Magma Ball, and it's these tools that kind of helped the consistency of these decks, Team Magma especially. We're going to look at the cards to the Pokemon later. But we got the Team Aqua and Team Magma Ball. These cards work kind of differently than the newer Team Magma and Team Aqua Balls. You flip a coin with these. If heads, you search your deck for any Pokemon Team Aqua, and then you put it into your hand. So it's like a Pokeball for Team Aqua. And if you get tails, it has to be a basic Pokemon. So no matter what, you're going to get at least a basic Pokemon. So that's good. You're not going to get energy with that. But that would have been broken back then. But nevertheless, it's a great card. And ironically, in ways, it's better than the newer versions because if you get heads, you can instantly search a Stage 2, Stage 1 Team Aqua or Team Magma Pokemon. The Team Magma Ball does the same, of course. Looks really super cool. But yeah, it's the same shit for Team Magma. Now, the stadiums, though, and the tools are different. So, the Team Aqua Hideout, for example, each Pokemon that does not have Team Aqua in its name pays one more to retreat. It's the same as the remake one. And Team Magma's one. Wow, it looks super cool. I remember this shit. Whether any player plays a basic Pokemon, doesn't have Team Magma in its name from the hand, you put one damage counter. So slightly weaker, of course, than the new shit from Double Crisis. But they roughly do the same shit, same effect. Of course, this can put damage on, might be more useful. But it honestly depends. And then technical machines, you got the Magma technical machine. What does it do? Crushing Magma 10, choose an energy attached to any Pokemon, put the card at the bottom of the deck. And I think you actually discard this at the end. I'm not sure. Attach this. Yeah, you discard it at the end. They have sort of like a mini powerful effect that you can use. Then you discard it. And for Team Aqua, you choose a special condition and you can inflict that instantly while doing 10. So I guess you can choose paralysis and get a free turn. That's not bad, but I don't think the tools were good. I mean, I'm not really sure. I'm not really from around knowing all the shit from back then and knowing how to play properly, what the top decks were and how the decks were run. So I don't know exactly if Team Magma run these tools. Let's look at the belt. But I know that it was the Team Magma deck that was the competitive one. The Team Aqua one, it does some different kind of shit. Team Magma belt. You attach it, then you have to discard it. And what do you do? At any time between turns, if the Pokemon is a Team Magma dude, you can search your deck for a card that evolves, evolve it. Alright. So it's like an Evil Soda you attach. And I'm guessing the Aqua Belt does the same shit. Yep, it's the same shit. So you can attach this and evolve, I guess. I mean, how exactly does it work? Do you attack or at any time between turns if team is attached to your active Pokemon? I see, so you attach it. They must not have a tool, of course. And at any time you can evolve. You search and then you evolve. Cool. Cool shit. And they've got their own exclusive conspirator, the girl. You got the supporter with the guy and the supporter with the girl. And Team Aqua Conspirator, you search your deck for up to 2 of any combination of basic Pokemon with Team Aqua in its name and basic energy cards, and then you put them into your hand. So this is very good. It's basically like Rosane's research when we got that eventually in DP. You can search energy. It's a reliable way to get energy and basic Pokemon, but they have to be Team Aqua basic Pokemon. But it's still great. It's Rosane's research, man. Flexibility. And then the Team Magma one, what do? I think you search your deck, basic Pokemon, and yeah, the same shit actually. Cool. That's really cool. So yeah, the Team Magma, they had all the good shit. And Team Aqua too. And then you got the double energies. They've also had this double Aqua energy. You attach it to a Team Aqua Pokemon, of course. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And provides water and darkness energy. And provides both of them. And times 2. So it can count as 2 water energy, 2 darkness energy, a water and a dark, you name it. At the end of the turn, you have to discard it. But it covers a lot of ground. This is like a DC for 1 turn. But the thing is, you're going to see that the Team Magma and Team Aqua Pokemons use attacks that discard shit. So it's kind of like the double crisis shit that I've mentioned in my Team Magma and Team Aqua decks. You're going to discard anyway, so you discard this, of course. And you basically get some synergy that was made for each other. I got the double rainbow energy too. But the reason why Team Magma was kind of like the competitive deck and Team Aqua wasn't, because Team Groudon's pulverized attack. They both have the same shit, the same sort of stats. 100 HP for a straight up basic Pokemon that's not an EX is good. It was as good as it got, basically. And the reason is because they have the body. You need to have at least 4 Team Aqua or Team Magma Pokemon, depending on if you're using Kyogre or Groudon, of course, for them to be able to attack. If you don't have enough, you can't attack. But they still make good walls, 100 HP. And Kyogre does Aqua Trip. This might be a better first attack, if you ask me, maybe. You flip a coin. If heads, defending Pokemon is not confused. If tails, it's asleep. So you get kind of a plus no matter what. But then again, it's a 2 energy attack for 10. Team Magma's Groudon. I think it discards energy or does extra damage. No, it's better. It's just a straight snipe. Linear attack, you choose one of your opponent's Pokemon, does 20 to it. So maybe you could say this is a better attack. I mean, if you get the sleep plus from Kyogre, or even the confusion, I think, you're fucking them up if they stay asleep or if they can't retreat and shit. It might be better, but I guess if you want to go with a straight damage, always reliable, and you snipe too. Team Magma's Groudon is like that. But their second attack is where Groudon kind of wins on this one. Why people run the Team Magma deck competitively in Japan and it won Worlds instead of Team Aqua 1. Pulverize, if the defending Pokemon had already at least 2 damage counters on it, this attack does 50 damage plus 20 more damage. So this is quite significant because it has synergy with linear attack, of course, but the thing is that you can do 70 damage for 3 energy, and that's quite high. And this is even better when you consider this is a basic Pokemon. So a basic Pokemon doing 70 damage, not even an EX, it's kind of crazy. I mean, you guys saw, we just saw Raikou EX. That motherfucker does 70 for 3, and you have the chance of doing 20 to yourself too, and it's an EX. This needs to have some damage on, but you're probably going to have some before you're going to start doing 50. That's just how it is. Before you start using Pulverize. So it's pretty good. And I'm sure there's like other synergy shit, of course, with the Stadium and other Pokemon we're going to see pretty soon. So that's the difference. That's why Groudon, people might consider it better than Team Aqua's Kyogre. Because Kyogre does Aqua Smash. You do 50 damage for 3, so that's the same. But if it's affected by a special condition, it does 20 more damage. So that's not bad either. but it's obviously maybe more hard to pull off. And your opponent can kind of play around that easier with switches and shit. So yeah, it can do the extra 20 damage, but Team Magma's Groudon was much more easier. You also get the benefit of the stadium. The Team Aqua stadium doesn't help Kyogre. But nevertheless, they're similar at the very least. Both weak to grass. Good HP, the same body. Both have the dual dark typing with water and fighting typing. And yeah, so these are kind of like the main shits, but of course they both have their supporting guys and shit they could run. Let's look at some Pokemon here. You got a Team Aqua's Cacturne, first card of the set. You can do Dark Bind, discard a Darkness Energy, and if you do, if any Pokemon is not paralyzed, so I guess you can discard a Rainbow, discard a Special Dark, discard the Team Magma, the double Team Aqua, but that's kind of a waste if you ask me. But you're always going to get the paralysis shit, I guess. And you can do 40 for 3 with Poison. Decent, I guess. Looks cool. Then we got Crawdont. Got a couple. You've got the hollow one, you got the rare ones. We'll see. You got Aqua Reverse. Before doing damage, you can choose one of your opponent's Pokemon that has Team Magma, so you can pull a Pokemon, but it has to be Team Magma. So they got this kind of anti-hate with them. And then you got Deep Impact. If any Pokemon already has damage on it, you do Confuse with 40. Okay, that's not all that. You got Team Aqua's Manectric. Okay, so this guy has a Poke Power. Once during your turn, you may move any number of basic energy cards attached to your Pokemon to another one of your Pokemon. Has to be Team Aqua. So, super cool. You can't do this all day. It has to be once during your turn. But it's the move and energy shit. So this is a useful power for sure. And you got Thunder Spark. It does 50 damage. And does 10 damage to each bench Pokemon. Both yours and your opponent's. 50 and 10 to everybody. Hits your guys too. Okay. And you got Team Aqua's Sharpedo. I think this guy's good. I think I remember it being good. You do Rage. Yeah, that's the thing. If you have that, you're kind of good in a way. If it has a lot of damage on, you can do a lot of damage. So if they had like 50, 60, I mean, even like 40 damage on, you're going to do like, what, 50 damage for 2? And that's minimum. So that's powerful. And Aqua Slash is good too. You can't use that next turn, but it has free retreat, so you can get out of the way. But it does 60 for 3 straight up, so not bad. I mean, later on, Pokemon are going to be able to hit 60 for 3 either way. But this is a Team Aqua Pokemon. They kind of gets a specific support. And, you know, you got the double Water Dark and shit. So it's alright. Stage 1, 2, not Stage 2. So cool. It looks really nice as a rare holo. Then we got Team Aqua's Walrein. Only one of a kind. You get only one Walrein and one Aggron, respectively. And they're kind of like the main Stage 2 guys for the teams. So Walrein is Power Blow. 10 damage plus 10 more damage for each energy. So yeah, like the Double Crisis one. And Hydro Reverse. You may return any number of basic water energies attached to all of your Pokemon to your hand. And if you do, this attack does 50 plus 10 more damage for each energy you returned. So not exactly, it doesn't exactly work with the double Team Aqua energy. You can't discard that and return it. It doesn't discard it. You return it. And since you have to move basic ones, you can return it and then reuse it. That would have been broken. But, I mean, I guess you can still get the speed, I guess, with a double Aqua energy. But I know Aggron discards, for sure. So, basically, if you return 2, you're going to do 70 for 4, I guess. He's okay. If you return all of them, maybe you can do some insane damage, but it's not all that. I think Team Magma Zagron is better. This guy has Crush. Flip a coin. For each energy attached to Team Magma's Aggron, it's going to do 30 damage for each heads. So this is a chance attack, but it has the potential to be a lot deadlier than Walrent's one. I think this might be better if you have a bunch of energies. I mean, odds are if you have like 3, I mean, if you got like, you might do like 60 between 30. Walrent, if you have 3, you're going to do like 30 and shit. And Landstream, I think, is a better attack. You do 50 damage for 4, again the same, and you may discard any number of basic energy cards to Team Magma's Aggron, and then it does 50 more damage plus 20 more damage. Wow, so yeah, you do discard, but you don't have the option to discard the double Aqua and Magma energies. Wow, wow, I didn't remember that actually. I thought this guy for sure discarded the shit, but I guess not. They have to be basic energies. They were careful not to make them broken. Not that they were even going to be, but yeah. So I guess no matter what, you can get the synergy with double Magma, double Aqua energy like that. Only 4 double Crisis it seems on these guys. There must be others though that can do this though, right? We got the Hollow Team Magma's Claydol. Looks super cool. Both of them look cool actually. Once during your turn, you can move an energy. Yeah, it's the same shit kind of with Manectric. And you got Dark Hand. If you got more cards than your opponent, it's going to do 60 for 3 as opposed to 40. Okay. So you guys can see there's sort of a lot of abilities, a lot of types of interactions and combos that you can do. I mean, if you think about Double Crisis, they've only released like 30 Team Magma and Team Aqua cards combined, I believe, something like that. And you can actually build a couple of different decks. Granted, they're going to be shit and hard to use, but it's still accurate that you can build different types of decks with a different strategy. So with this, you get a whole team, you get a whole set of Team Aqua and Team Magma cards. You got the theme decks too. So there's a lot more combos that you can do, a lot more variety and shit. It was much cooler. I was pissed off when they remade the Double Crisis shit, half-assed as they did. Yeah. Got Team Magma's Houndoom, Roast in Heat. And if Pokemon is burned, it's gonna do 20 more damage. Cool, I guess. And Magma Spurt. Discard the top 5 cards from your deck. And it's gonna do 30 damage for each fire energy you discarded. Okay, high risk, high reward. And you gotta keep in mind, since these guys were all dark too, dual type dark, I mean, it's not like everybody was weak to dark, only some psychic ghost Pokemon and shit. But you get that type of the extra type coverage, I guess. But most importantly, you get the plus extra damage from Special Dark, which is like the OG weaker strong energy for dark Pokemon. And that always played a big role, helped them. That extra damage really mattered. So even though if these attacks kind of seem mediocre, even for the Golden Age EX series standards, you know, older shit, they always have that sort of special dark plus that they can get 10 extra damage. And then Team Magma's Rhydon, you got Magma Jab, not affected by resistance, 20 for 2. And then Shoot Down. If any Pokemon has Team Aqua in its name, it's confused. Okay. Team Aqua Hate. And there we got Team Magma's Torkoal. You discard top card of your opponent's deck, flip a coin. For Tails, discard a fire energy attached to Magma's Torkoal. And Hot Air. You discard a fire energy attached to this dude. Your opponent has to switch. Okay. Decent. Art looks great though. So basically, you get the hollow, sort of the rarer Team Aqua and Team Magma Pokemon, and then you get the regular rares, uncommon ones. As you guys can see, we got another Sharpedo, we got another Crawdon here, and some of the hollow ones are better, but some of the rare ones are actually better too, in ways. Might be better than the hollow ones. This guy does Poison Reaction. If any Pokemon is poison, 20 more damage. Double Claw. You flip a coin, does more damage for each heads, 20 more. It can do like 70, I guess, 50. Come on. Got Viper. I want to find out what are the iconic ones. Maybe we covered them all. This Sharpedo also has free retreat, 70 HP too. You got slow act and poison, defending Pokemon at the end of your opponent's next turn. Gets poison later on, I guess. You do 20. So I guess there are the Team Aqua Pokemon, a lot of them in ways do put special conditions on your opponent's Pokemon. So Team Aqua's Kyogre can get the extra plus for its 3 energy attack, the 20 damage. But I'm pretty sure Team Magma, they could get their extra damage effect easier. Much easier, I believe. That's why they were better, considered better at least. And then Aqua Smash has synergy with first attack too. It's affected by special condition. You do 70 damage. 20 more damage. Cool, cool. But not all of them are dual dark. Like for example, this guy is in dual dark, it seems. Team Aqua Survivor. It's just grass. Cool. I can do Call for Family. You got thick poison too. Yeah, you got Camerupt. It's got Overheat. Once during turn, you must discard power for basic energy and attach it to Team Magma's Camerupt. Put 2 damage counters on Team Magma's Camerupt. So same as the Camerupt from Double Crisis. And you can do Flame Ball. You move 1 energy from this dude, fire energy, to one of your bench Pokemon. Now see, this is much, much better though. If you consider how much of a leap this Camerupt has from the Double Crisis one, like the Double Crisis one does 60 for 3. This does 50 for 3. And that's like, fuck, like we're talking like a decade apart and shit. Even more than that maybe. It's a night and day difference. 60 for 3 nowadays is shit. Like in 2014 is shit. It was shit for a long time. But in the 3rd generation, 50 for 3, I mean, it wasn't like you wanted to, it was your strategy to do 50 for 3 to win, like the best decks did that. But it's great, it's pretty standard to do 50 for 3 back then. So it's a night and day difference how much better this one was. This one you can actually attack, do solid damage, and move the energy to Pokemon. So, you know, it can work with itself. You can actually attack, and you put the energy on Groudon, another Pokemon. So it's definitely much, much better, man. Great Pokemon for Team Magma decks. You got the Team Magma Mightyena and Team Aqua Mightyena. Wow, defending Pokemon is a Pokemon EX. Does 80 damage. Damn. So EX hate too. This is actually a solid attack against the EX Pokemon. And you do 10 and 10 on the bench. You got this Rhydon too. Looks really cool. I remember it. Got Second Strike. You do more damage if it has at least 2 damage counters on. And you do 60 for 3, but if tails, you discard an energy. And let me see. You also got another Team Magma's Claydol. You got 2 Carvanhas, 2 Puchianas, 2 Fields, 2 Arons. So a lot of, they got 2 versions, like I've said, even the basic Pokemon. So I think we're gonna look at, where are you? Team Magma's Claydol too, and I think I should wrap it. Maybe look at some of the other Pokemon and wrap it, because we're gonna be here all day. They were good. They had synergy with each other. You could sort of play this as a fast sort of deck that didn't revolve around stage 2 Pokemon so much. Maybe stage 1s, I guess. So for example, this one does 10 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon that have damage on them. So if you manage to spread the damage, this was going to do 50 and 10 damage to everybody on the bench if all of them had damage, or if some of them had damage. So if all of them had damage, you were going to put the hurt on with this guy. Man, it's almost as good as Golem EX's attack and doesn't hurt your own ass. And Clay Curse, you put 2 damage counters any way you like. Okay. And yeah, man, a lot of cool shit. Got the Lantern, I remember this one too. Once during your turn, you can attach a basic energy card from your hand to your Team Magma's Lantern, and you put the damage cards on this dude. You do 50, but you can't move it. It's from the hand though, but I'm pretty sure camera up is better. Maybe we didn't have a million ways to discard energies like with Ultra Ball and shit, but I think, yeah, we did have ways. There were ways, of course. You got the TV reporter, you've got the fucking Delcatty, I guess, if you wanted to use that. It's not a Team Magma Pokemon. Let's see, there's a regular Raichu too that I want to look at, just because it might be like the only holo card that's a regular Pokemon. If it even comes as a holo, it might be just a rare. The Spark, 10 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. Okay, so 40 total. And Kazap. Wow, that's cool. Kind of like my outro. Kazap. Anyway, Kazap. Flip a coin. If heads, it's going to do 40 damage plus 40 more damage. You discard all lightning energy attached to Raichu. Wow, so I guess if you get heads, you're forced to discard everything and do the extra damage. Okay, that's not that good. But these are the Pokemon, guys. It's not something that a set that you could say it contributes to all the other sets. You get a wide variety of cards to use with your normal decks. It's kind of like a set that it works with itself, works on its own. You're going to get the cards and you're going to work with the team that you're focusing on. But granted, at the same time, it's not like you need to get a lot of sets. Like, for example, for the Fire Starter deck, to make that work the best way, you're going to need the Fire Starter Blaziken from the first set. Then you need Quasi X from Dragon. Then you need Blaziken X from this set. So this is kind of like a set of itself. You get the set, and you can actually make a deck just from this set. Team Aqua or Team Magma. Team Magma. Pretty cool. It's got some cool EXs. It might be like the first set that Dual Ball comes in. This is basically like a double Great Ball. If you get heads, you flip 2 coins. For each heads, you can grab a basic Pokemon, put it into your hand. So it's like a Nest Ball, Timer Ball kind of thing. If you get 2 heads, you get 2 basic Pokemon. If you get 1, you just get 1. And if you get tails, you don't get shit for both of them. Got the Strength Charm too. Item. Wherever an attack from the Pokemon is attached, does damage. I see. So basically this is like a mini muscle band for 1 turn. You add 10. From the Pokemon, yeah, it's kind of like the plus power. I guess this is like an actual version without all of the rulings that you don't know what to do. You attach it, you don't attach it, how it works. Okay. So this is the set we get. We got a couple of good EXs, like I've said. Blaziken was significant. Swampert, I guess you could say, was significant too. The other ones are just decent, alright, at least. They're cool for sure, collectibles. Team Magma, Team Aqua. This is one of the most expensive and more sought after sets, I believe, from the EX series. All of them are at this point. But this one it kind of became pretty sought after pretty quickly, in my opinion, from what I remember. Very difficult to get the shit. Super cool as well. It's super cool. Like I've said, the first World Championship deck from the Pokemon TCG International, when they started running it, is Team Magma. Team Magma's Groudon deck came from this set. The Junior Division was the Rocky Beach Swampert deck, and it was a pretty cool set, man. I wish I had all these cards, honestly. But we're gonna try. We're gonna try and get as many of them. Try to complete the set slowly, save money and get the shit. But yeah, this is why I believe the Team Magma deck was considered better than the Team Aqua one, mostly because of Team Magma's Groudon's second attack, and maybe some of the support Pokemon. Team Magma's ones are better, like the Camerupt, but they roughly have a lot of cool shit. Like this guy might be kind of cool. They have a lot of the same tools that work with each other. The double energies, the schemers, Archie and Maxie do almost the same shit. The girl supporter, Team Aquas and Team Magma's Conspirador do the same shit. So the balls are the same, the belts are the same. So yeah. But anyways, I think I should wrap this. Rambling, I can ramble all day about this shit. This video is going to be long enough. But yeah, this is Team Aqua versus Team Aqua. Next up is going to be EX Sit and Legends, one of my favorite sets of all time. But for now, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys subscribe, leave a like, share this with your friends. Wolf94, what's up?